Now, let's go to the Quranic folios. This just came out in July of last year. They found 2 fragments, 2 pages of a Quran that were found in the Birmingham library in a folio, a manuscript there that didn't belong. Dr. Abdel Fadeli noticed it, and so she took it down to Oxford University labs to be tested with using carbon dating 14. And they looked at the dates, and they found that the dates were 568 to 645. Now, that went all over the world. BBC put it front headline news. It was there July 22nd and July 23rd, at the top of the news on their website, also on their newspapers. In their television. And Dr. David Thomas was brought out. He's from Birmingham, and he said the writer of this manuscript could well have known the Prophet Muhammad. He would have seen him probably. He would maybe have heard him preach. He may have known him personally, and that really is quite a thought to conjure up. Any problem with this? 568, Muhammad was born in 570, to 645, Muhammad died in 632. Any of you see a problem with those dates? Now, why do you say, is it such a huge stretch? Well, that's because carbon dating is very inexact. So it's a 77-year stretch of probability of 95% probability. It could be 568, it could be 645. But from what I've said tonight, or this afternoon, can you see a problem with that latest date? When was the Quran written down? 652, right? Under Uthman. So how can you have a Quran that predates Uthman? To say nothing of the fact that if it's 568, it predates Muhammad as well. They hadn't bothered to look at the dates carefully enough. But it didn't stop there. See, that's not the only manuscript we have. When you look at carbon dating, it tells you the time that the animal was slaughtered and that the carbon-14 decay of nitrogen-14 begins to form. That's all you do. You're able to look at it. But the Birmingham folios, when you look at it, you will notice that it includes Surah 18, Surah 19, and Surah 20, the 2 folios that we're looking at that are dated then. When you look at those references, you will see that Surah 18 is about the 7 sleepers of Ephesus. This is not Quranic. This is actually borrowed from other material. That comes from the Gregory of Tours, and there's a Syriac version of it by James of Sarug in 521. So this was around from the 6th century. Surah 19 comes a Syriac work from the Proto-Evangelium of James and Gospel of Pseudo-Matthew from the 3rd century. And of course, the story of Moses, Surah 20, is exactly straight out of our Bible. So all of these predate the Quran, do they not? These are nothing more than borrowed stories.